Well, well. Just gonna do a couple quick checks here, make sure the stream's back up and running. Waiting my way through a Twitch ad so I can make sure we have audio here. I believe we do, however. Test, 1, 2, 3. We have audio. Alright, perfect. Well, welcome to F1ABEEZ, everybody. My name is Extra. I will be commentating today. It's been quite a while since I've done one of these. Had a little bit of a break. We are back. And for some reason, the new Twitch setup on Xbox is going to throw me off, because it will not tell me how many viewers there are. We are here, short qualifying today, only 11 drivers on the grid. Alright, Tappy, Rambo, Sully, Jake. I have no clue how to say that name. And it looks like we have our first person out of the pits. One of the Aston Martins. We have Plays, Tripod, Matty, Sebs, Crafty. And we're gonna go with like Wolof. I hope that's right. And we're gonna go with Miley. Alright, so it looks like it is Miley that's out of the pits right now. It's gonna be the first one out. Let's get all of our stuff set up. We're out here in Austria today. And we're in for an exciting one of Tier 2 racing. See, mostly everybody out on their outlap by now. Got a bit of a 3-pack bunch towards the back. Leading that will be Sebs. And he will have... it appears to be an Alpine behind him, which will be Jake. And it looks like Wolof, who was originally right there, is going to be holding off but now, as we're going to see Miley on the flying lap. And we have a yellow in Sector 1. I believe that is. I think that might be Tappy, and it is. He is out onto the grass. He's better watch out, though. Here comes the McLaren. Thankfully, Crafty on an outlap. Would not have been good if he was not on the outlap. See Miley coming through. Final couple corners. Tricky corner right up here, especially with the corner cutting rules. As you know, Miley's time wasn't validated for that lap, but they are back for another one. We're going to see Matty. Flying lap here in the Red Bull. Now he does have Crafty in front of him. Crafty is going to have to move aside, and he does. So now Matty has nobody else to possibly interfere. And Jake sets the fastest with the 104. That's immediately broken by Wolof. Another 104 comes Matty. And Matty goes second with a 104.6. Miley right in about the middle of the track. We are in for some good racing today. Everybody out on the mediums as It is short qualifying, so whatever you qualify with, you have to go out and start with the race. And that's a really wide turn there from Miley. Last lap was the second fastest, knocking Maddie and Jake Rambalorian back. We're going to have here. That is Jake, dropped off a solid half second, but still remains fourth, and we got a yellow back there, but I believe that's just somebody moving the other way. And looks like Plays finally getting on his outlap. Really trying to warm up those tires. He does not have much behind him. He does have Jake and Seb's behind him, but they do have a little bit of a gap. It looks like Jake's going to be coming in this lap as Seb's still on a flying lap. And Mercedes going to move aside. I'm going to hop on board here with Seb's. Seb's has not yet set a time. So setting a time here is going to be crucial for him. Top half of this is going to be roughly 6. So getting 6 or above will be ideal. It is Austria, so it will have some very competitive racing out today. And Seb's getting ready to come across. Goes 4th fastest with a 104.6. Just a tad bit faster than Maddie. Jake now pushed back all the way to 6th. This Rambalorian goes with a 104.48. Very solid time. Here comes Crafty. Looks like Crafty is going to have a solid lap working for him here. Crafty not yet set a time. Looks like low 104s would be very ideal. Goes a little bit wide on the corner. Tugging in, has a clear field in front of him. This corner here stays up on the curb. You see very, very nice cornering speeds there. Coming out of that corner, gets up to speed very quickly. There's Jake waiting for him to pass. I think Jake might have retired in qualifying. Very nice last corner. What's he going to pull out of it? A 104.9. Almost a 105, so not an ideal lap for him. However, you still have those 10 minutes to bring it down, and I think he's going to be able to do that. I think we do have a Mercedes coming around here. I think his lap's been invalidated. I believe that could have been... He definitely was... Clock showed a 130 there, so... It was definitely an invalidated lap. But now, Plays is out for a fast one. Almost hits 200 on the straight, and now he's going to pull up to the DRS zone. Plays one of few on the track, and it appears we'll have another joining us on the track here in a second. And that is Tappy behind the Mercedes of Plays. And here is Wolf. Out to finish up the lap here. Wolf currently sitting pole at the moment and goes way off the track there. That will cost him some tenths. See if he's able to pull it back in. Does have the Red Bull in front of him. That's going to be the fastest sector, even after going off the track, but he is opting on the softs. Now for a 50% race, softs here. This is a shorter track. I don't know exactly what they're going to pull on this type of track, but it's typically not that many laps. It is a shorter track, however. These drivers do need to be careful not to stretch these out too far, as he sets a fastest sector too, and I think his lap might have just been invalidated. Not certain, we will have to see when he crossed the line, but he did have a purple sector for a moment, and then it went green, so I wonder if somebody has a faster sector than him there. I think his lap will be invalidated. It would have been a new fastest lap, but he did go off the track. Meanwhile, 3 cars not yet to set a time. And speaking of which, there goes Plays with the fastest lap. A 104.3. Those low 104s is what you're going to want to be setting here. Now we're just down to 2 cars who have not set a lap. Sully. And Earth Tripod. Tripod takes a dip into the grass that will cost him a 10th. Almost certainly. Sully in the Williams. This is his first lap. He takes a pretty nice corner there, but how is he going to be able to finish it off? He's looking at a pretty decent time if he gets this, and he does. Third fastest with a 104.47. 8 thousandths of a second faster than Ramblorian, and this lap he's currently on has been invalidated. Now we're just down to Tripod, who's not set a lap, and he's already back in the pits with just under 8 minutes. Take a look at Happy, also coming into the pits. Probably for a new set of tires as they try and work back in here. Ramblorian goes fastest, almost a sub 104 on the softs. Oh, and he kind of loses it a little bit there, but manages to save it. He set a fastest sector, I believe. I do not remember what sector, but Seb's also set his fastest on the softs. And surely he's going to have to try and challenge Ramblorian to make the softs worth it. He was slightly faster on that first sector. Sully also coming into the pits. That means Seb's is the only man running a lap on the track right now. He's going to come to the McLaren of Crafty pretty soon here. Ramblorian is still out, but I imagine he might be coming in for a pit after that lap. So Seb's looking for a good time here. Yeah, but here goes Ramblorian into the pits. God, I hate that view. That is the one view I cannot stand. And Seb's also into the pits. Now, because we're qualifying and the weekend rules, they're going to have a lot of spare tires to use here. So getting the freshest tires will be crucial. As we see here, Crafty now on a go lap. I believe that is Tappy in front of him. Tappy completely cuts the corner, goes way wide. So not good for this. Next lap might be invalidated, but I do not think so. Looking at Crafty. He's got nothing behind him, nothing to worry about. AlphaTauri of Tappy will have to move if it comes to that. And that's a sector 2. It's going to be slightly slower on the softs. Looks like more drivers opting for the soft tires as they try and fight out for positions here. Looks like he will probably be coming into the pits, and he is. Looks like we have right here, I believe that's the 2 Aston Martins side by side. I believe Miley just let pass. Wolf currently not far off the front row, but currently it's a Mercedes front row. Sully is going to retire from the session. Earth Tripod still not set a time, but he is on a go lap, it appears. We're going to watch him through. Setting a time here for him is going to be crucial. And I believe his lap's just been invalidated. Not what you want with 4 minutes in the session. And here we go. Wolf goes 103.897. So our fastest lap on the softs. and breaks up a Mercedes front row. It looks like he's going to be taking it off a little bit, as now here comes Miley Mo, who might have just set the fastest sector. The Aston Martin's looking in solid form today. Gonna catch him here, goes through those corners. Not a bad run here. Gonna get through the corner pretty well. The sector drops 3/10 off his best, so now he's really moving for it, and he might have a chance to contend for a closer spot to that front row. It's a little bumpy on that corner, but I think he might have it. And he's gonna go third at 104.2. So a solid lap there. Matty still has only ran one lap. This one's currently invalidated with just over 2.5 minutes left. As Tripod still not gone out and set a lap. He's gonna need to get a lap set here if he wants a chance at competing. That back row, especially on a track like this, it's not going to be as easy. Here's he was low on fuel, so maybe just poor management of the fuel. And here comes Crafty, who's desperately looking to try and lower that time. Crafty, you're gonna see a lot of people go wide there. Ramblorian goes back to first. Breaking up now the Aston Martin front row. So I don't know if it was a front row. I think it was a 1-3. But Ramblorian still goes fastest by roughly 0.08 of a second. So not much time difference there between these front four. So definitely it'll be a very competitive race. See Crafty on the last corner. Doesn't have much time to get there, but will go 6th fastest, drops 4/10. Very solid lap there. Now we have roughly a minute left, so drivers are going to get roughly one more lap. Earth Tripod is back there. He's going to have to make sure, he's up on the grass again there, he's going to have to make sure he gets across that line. Now it does not take them long to get this lap in, but Earth Tripod has not set a lap yet. Possible concerns early for the Red Bulls. Currently sitting 8th and no lap at all. So as he comes around, and we are going to follow him because he's going to need a good time here. He's going to get a pretty solid corner. Not much bumpiness off that curb there. Not going to stay on the curb much on the outside, and now is going to start hitting the gas. He has no base points to really give reference to here. DRS goes off, and now into the turn. Ramblorian retires from the session. He's content with his time. And yes, this will be Tripod's only lap, so it's very important for him. Even if it's not the best time, he needs to stay on the track. Possibly a bad line there. And that corner goes way wide. His lap time will still count, I think. And Earth Tripod goes 3rd fastest in a turn of events. He goes a 104.123. He went very wide on that corner. Thought his lap time could possibly be invalidated, but he keeps it on. People left here. There's Sebs, who is currently looks like he's just taking his time. I think that is Tabby, and he's just had his lap invalidated. That would have put him possibly into 8th. Yes, that would have put him in 8th. 4,000 slower than Soli, but it is invalidated. And now I think right now, waiting for a couple more people to finish up. And there we have it. So there's qualifying. Ramblorian goes fastest. Wolf second. Looks like a Red Bull Earth Tripod squeezes out the third. Aston Martin takes 4th. Seb's 5th. Plays takes 6th. Soli 7 after retiring very early. Crafty goes 8. Maddie goes 9. Tappy 10. And Jake, who went the earliest for retiring, is going to end up with over a second gap as he lands 11th. It's going to be a good grid here today at Austria. Cannot wait to see what this race has in store. Here, Tier 2. Everybody that has just joined, my name is Axtro. This is Tier 2 Racing from F1ABEEZ. As we'll get ready for the formation lap here in a minute. Out here in Austria. Quick lap times. Will be a race full of them. Very, very good race coming your way, folks. As now we are just waiting for the game to put the cars in their proper spots. We just take a look into the Williams garage, I guess. Out of Soli, representing Williams today. As just as we are waiting for players. We do have the clock now, so that is a good sign. Alright, and getting ready for the formation lap. You will have the Aston Martins behind each other, which will definitely help out in this beginning. Be able to catch that slipstream. That will be huge. Spectating Ramblorian here, as we're going to get our Amazon pit stop strategy. We know this is not going to happen because the pit stop strategy never happens. There's always at least this one safety car. But we're looking at probably some two-stop races if there's no safety. However, I just got the feeling in my gut that it will not be a two-stop race for most people. Getting ready here, about to hit the last sector, and then it will be go. Tier 2 coming into this. Seb's currently in 3rd place, Maddie in 4th, Soli in 5th.
Crafty sitting 7. Miley looks like they're sitting 8th. And the Mercedes currently sitting 9-10. In the team standings, it appears that
AlphaTauri, who is being represented by Tappy today, is in the lead. As now, we're getting the lights here. And it's lights out and away we go. Rambalorian on the outside trying to keep his lead. But here comes the inside. To the inside, we have the Aston Martin. There's a little bit of contact, and it looks like Rambalorian will be able to keep the lead. Plays goes way wide, but here comes the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin on the inside. Rambalorian, they're 3 wide coming into the corner. Aston Martin's going to recede the spot. Rambalorian keeps it through the first corners, but here comes the Aston Martin. Sebs, Wolf, and Rambalorian 3-way for the lead at the moment. Sebs trying to go on the inside and is going to, oh no, pushes off the track a little bit, but it looks like they're going to be fine. Rambalorian extends his lead. A great start from Sebs, goes up 3 positions. As now we have a 3-way fight from the lead early. Way back there's Milimo. I wonder what happened at the beginning of the race. As the gap's getting close here, Tappy looking at the back of Maddie, thinking about possibly change. Jake already has to pit. Wonder if there's possible damage. As now, once DRS gets enabled, this race is just going to become that much tighter. We're currently looking at Sully, looking for a pass under Earth Tripod. He's going to probably be looking to the inside and is going to concede the attempt. As now behind him is Maddie. And Maddie is going to want that position from Sully and try and get a 4-5 Red Bull run early. As now Rambalorian extending his lead over Sebs. A 3-way start coming into that first corner. And a huge chance for contact, but there is none at all. And Amazon keeps thinking we're going to have a 1 or 2 stop race. Amazon is naive. You see here, Sebs trying to close up that gap on Rambalorian, but it's extending to 0.2 this lap. Rambalorian goes fastest again with the 106. And here comes Wolf. And DRS is enabled, so now Wolf, Earth Tripod, Sully, Maddie, Tappy, and Plays are DRS range of each other. Closest gap here, Maddie on Sully. But hang on, we're going to have to check back in with that as Sebs is giving Rambalorian a run. Sebs coming up quick on Rambalorian, and that gap has closed 0.2. Sully still fending off Maddie as this Rambalorian Sebs gap is just getting closer. Rambalorian is definitely having the straight speed right now, but Sebs has the advantage of DRS. And here comes Wolf, and Wolf is closing that gap big time on Sebs. The Aston Martin is going to have to make up some ground for lost points for Milimo, who goes out early. He's going to go way wide on the corner, but has DRS coming through the straight. And he's going to set the fastest lap in the process. I see they come around the corner. Wolf has a chance. Looks like Crafty is into the wall. Here comes Sebs on the inside. It's going to take P1 away from Rambalorian. I don't know where my English just went there, but Rambo doesn't like it. Is trying to come back. Through all of this, Wolf staying back, minding his ground, as he might have a chance here. Milimo goes fastest from the back of the pack. Now Wolf really wants this position from Rambo. They are tight. 0.2 separate the two. Seb's made a great pass on Rambo on that inside. And I think Rambo is going to be able to challenge on this next DRS straight. Not the longest DRS straight they have here, and Rambo will not be able to get around in this first corner. It looks like here comes Earth Tripod. Now it's a four-way battle for the lead. And here comes Sebs. He's taking the inside line. Rambolorian's going to go on the outside. Will he be able to outbrake him? The answer is yes. Rambo takes back P1 but goes a bit off the track. And here comes Sebs. He does have the advantage on the inside, and it's going to keep it in front. But here comes Earth Tripod, going to take P2 from Rambolorian. Earth Tripod with a double pass over Wolof and Rambo. And we could possibly going 5 wide for the lead, as here comes Sully. Out of nowhere, Sully takes P4, and Wolof drops 2 positions to Maddie and Sully. Earth Tripod edging for a position. He only got 1 lap in qualifying, so he might not be the most familiar with the track yet. This is Tier 2. We don't know what's going to happen. Wolof diving for the pits. We could be looking at possible wing damage. Tripod really edging for the position here. Now Rambolorian is right on his tail too. That Crafty Ink is going to have to watch out in the back. As here they come. Around the outside, and Sebs is going to be able to keep the position. Sebs keeps the position, and he is off to a phenomenal start. Meanwhile, Sully and Rambo are going too wide into the corner. Sully on the mediums, as well as Maddie behind him, and now we have a 3-way race for P3. Looks like Rambolorian pulling away just a little bit, but it is not much. As now Maddie is really going to start challenging Sully, and Earth Tripod goes way back. Crafty gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, but Tripod appears to have spun. He is going to be out of immediate contention. Miley DNFs early. That leaves Wolof to make up some ground. But now with Wolof farther back, you do not know what's going to happen here for Aston Martin. And this McLaren of Crafty is surely going to have to watch out here. He is not in a safe space with all these people here. And it looks like Wolof hits around Tripod. But here comes Rambolorian, edging for Sebs. Both going to get good corners here. Rambo just gets a slightly better one. Apologies, Sebs gets a slightly better one. I don't know why they have that view of the game. This is a cinematic view. Honestly, terrible view, but Rambolorian right on Seb's tail. And with the DRS, I think he's going to be able to make a move. Only 3/10 separate the two. Now down to 2/10. 1/10 separates the two. And Sebs is going to have to watch out. Tappy receives a penalty. And here comes Rambo. Rambo on the outside. Will he be able to get around? I think so. Rambolorian gets around for now, but here comes Sebs charging back. He has Sully right on his tail. They're going to go possibly 3 wide. No, Sully's going to back off. And they're side by side, but I think Rambolorian's going to be able to keep it through this inside corner. And Rambolorian keeps the lead from Sebs after a great outside move. As we are 4 for the lead, and Plays is not that far off either. Here comes Sebs charging in. Sully right behind him, Maddie right behind him, and not too far back is Plays. Rambo, however, picks up a time penalty. Here they come through the straight. Now what's going to happen here? 3 of them have DRS, 1 of them doesn't. as Seb's to the outside will easily get around, but now is Sully going to try and challenge around the outside. Sully will, but he will get a time penalty with it, as I think Rambalorian might be able to beat him on this next corner, but he's going to defer. So Rambalorian loses 2 positions. Jake picks up another penalty. And especially on a short track, 3-second penalty is massive. Very tight pack racing here. Exactly what we would love to see out of an Austria race. Seb's has a bit of pocket here. Looking tire gauge here. These softs are getting a bit warm. They're not going to have as much life in them as they usually would, as Seb's is low on his energy. He's not going to have much to push with. As here comes Sully on the outside. He's going to get around with ease. But inside, he is going to get around. As looks like Rambo falling back a little bit. Tripod sets the fastest lap on the mediums. Here comes Seb's. Now we're looking more like 3 for the lead as Rambo falls way back. Sully trying to run away with it on the mediums. Seb's, Rambo, and Tappy are the only cars currently still on softs. As looks like Sully is going to get away with it. But here comes Matty on the outside of Seb's. He's going charging the outside. He's going to get it as Seb's goes to the pits. I believe he has. And yes, he has gone to the pits. And Rambalorian has not. As plays, but Rambalorian has also not. So now, Sully working with a lead big enough where DRS might not be helping. Very, very good racing here. Rambo looking for Matty. Tripod receives a time penalty. Corner cutting on this track is very strict, so drivers do need to be aware of that. And here comes Matty charging up, trying to attack Sully. Currently looking 3-way for the lead, but they're not very close. Sully is feeling comfortable with his lead, but Matty is still closing the gap. Rambo is losing time, so he must probably be coming into the pits here. And he stays out. Rambo is stretching those tires. Seb's comes out in 6th, and he has quite a ways to work. And here comes Matty. Tappy picks up another penalty. And Matty wants this position from Sully. Crafty needs to watch out, though, because that gap is getting closer. Wolf picks up the penalty. That gap between Matty and Sully is growing smaller. And still, we have 3 cars contending for the lead, and Plays is still not that far off with Tappy behind him. However, Matty is the only car, along with Seb's, who has not picked up a penalty this race. Jake DNFs. 7 laps on those hards. Something must have gone awry. And Rambo is going to stay out of the pits once again. He must be managing those softs very well. We do have a shorter circuit, but those softs do not last forever. Here comes Matty. He might make a push here on Sully. As the DRS. As he's just charging up Matty, closing that gap. Seb's is going to pass, and so is Bullet as Tappy heads to the pits. Take a look at Crafty. From his perspective, those cars are getting closer and closer. He's going to go into ghost mode for a little bit there. Matty really wants this position from Sully. Sully's everybody on 3 seconds besides Tappy and Crafty. Look at position changes here. Very unlikely from these two. Nobody was really seeing this one coming as Maddie. Maddie is pushing for possibly contention. For possibly a promotion. I mean, he is charging forward. He might have a chance if he gets a good run today. Sully up 6 positions. Equally surprising. Representing the Williams today. We have to remember Tappy, who is representing current leading AlphaTauri. As now Rambo is now equal distance from Maddie as Maddie is to Sully. So will Rambo try and make a comeback on his old softs? As we see here, off the leader, Maddie's half a second and Rambo is 1.2. Maddie still pushing around. Will Rambo hit the pits this lap? The answer appears to be no. 13 laps on softs is what Rambo, up to 14 laps. I must be counting wrong. But here comes Maddie, and Maddie has a real chance at Sully this time. Rambo picks up 3 seconds. Oh, and he could get it here. Maddie could get the pass here. He goes to the inside. Will not get it. Ran out of room to make that pass. But surely he will charge back here on this straight. And good defense from Sully, not letting him get around. As this Maddie-Sully battle has gone on for quite a bit as we're nearing the halfway point in the race. What a battle between these two. As further back, we could see Plays trying to make a move on Wolof. That gap not closing too quick, though. As they come around again, Rambo finally goes to the pits after 15 laps on his tires. And here comes Maddie on this next DRS straight. He's got DRS. Crafty picks up a time penalty, but here comes Maddie. He's moving to the inside. He's looking for the pass. And the pass might get it, but Sully on the outside is not going to be able to hold it. Sully tucks in. Or maybe he will not, as they're going side by side. And Sully might get around him. Sully gets around him. Sully defends the position. And what a battle that was. This battle is not over yet. Both of them have the oldest laps on the oldest tires on the track. Neither have pitted, so it could come down to a pitting strategy battle. Who's gonna pit first? As looks like Sully gets a little loose. Sully gets a tad bit loose, and that's going to allow Maddie to pass. Like I was saying, it will be almost a strategy battle. Who's going to get the better pit? Who's going to have better pit timing? The undercut, overcut? We're going to see, unless they pit on the same lap. Some position change could happen from the pits. Look at Wolof trying to pass Plays. And not much going here. He's got a chance on this corner, but he's not going to take it. As he drops back to 0.6 of a gap, Sully still wants that position. Seb's up into third, but he is back from the pack. Or not the pack, or the leader. The pack right now is looking like it's going to be Plays through... Right about Plays through Tripod. Crafty's just a bit too far back. As now Maddie extends his lead. Sully picks up another penalty. as Matty, the only racer still left that does not have a penalty, could give him the win if he keeps it, even if he's, maybe a bit back, like P2 is where he finishes. Penalties could give him the win. Look how they come down the straight, and still that gap is getting so much closer as Sully is running a much better lap at the moment. Red Bull Williams having an intense race right now. Everybody right now is in scoring position. As it looks like Sully's going to use just a little bit of that ERS. As neither pits again, as we're going to go around for another lap. So we're going to take a look here at a bit more of our pack. Wolf trying to make it some ground on plays. And Rambo Warden. I don't know why I keep saying Lambo Warden. I'm just going to keep calling him Rambo. Is still trying to make moves, but not too far ahead of all of them is Sebs, who's on the softs. Now Sebs might be doing possibly a 3-stop, maybe a 2-stop all softs, but I don't think he's going to have the tires from that. Will he go with mediums his next pit, or is he going to take a chance and keep going on softs as Sully closes the gap even more? Sully still gaining ground here on Matty. Nobody pits. These mediums are really riding it out. So here we go for another lap. Not much action happening anywhere else on the track. With Seb's gap, Sebs is gaining ground on the both of them by about a second a lap. Sebs is losing ground to Plays by roughly 0.2 a lap. As Sully, gap not too large now. Will he have a chance? He might have a chance right here. He's going to cut to the inside, and Sully's going to make a fairly easy pass. But he's going to come off the track, giving that position back up to Matty. Sully made a great pass, but he's going off the track doing it. So now that he is way out of range, and he will probably not get a pass on Matty until pit. As now that gap is 1.5. As it looks like Sully's in the pits, so Sully's going to take the chance and pit first on 20-lap tires. So how is Matty going to respond to Sully pitting? Is he going to come in next lap, or is he going to keep riding out? As now Sebs is in second place, but he has quite the gap ahead of him. And Sully's going to pop out 7th, maybe 8th. Now Sully's going to get a run here on tripod. As we watch Sully, was in second place when he hits way back, is now going to have to give tripod a good run. Giving him a good run, he will. He's going to go outside and has already cleared the Red Bull. As he makes his move. Clean move, well executed move. On his fresh softs, which is what he opted for. So it looks like he will be doing a 2-stopper. And it's just making that gap way larger. And it looks like we might have had Tripod went off the track. After Sully passed him, Tripod comes off the have hit the wall as he is out of the race. And Sully gets by Tappy. As Tappy's in the pits. As Matty still stays out, but his gap is getting closer by Sebs, who is still coming out. And we have a safety car. So this is really gonna mess Maddie up. Maddie is almost going to have to pit here. Surely, Maddie's going to have to pit here. But if he does, then he's going to get stuck. Maddie's going to get stuck as he doesn't have quite the gap that he needs. That safety car is going to possibly ruin Maddie's race. Like Latifi ruined Checo's race. Maddie dives into the pits because he doesn't have a choice. As this is going to hurt him a lot. If anybody else comes to the pits, or maybe not, because a lot of people are coming into the pits. And when I say a lot, I mean the top 4 are coming into the pits. Maddie's already exiting the pits, and he could have a chance. A good spot here. Rambolorian benefits the most from this. He's only got 6 lap old mediums, so this safety car played out perfectly for him. Sully is also going to get a great advantage. Him and Maddie are going to get to relive their battle. Everybody on new softs here, basically, or new mediums. Everybody on new tires except for Crafty. So this is going to be a very tough restart. Maddie managed to come out in second, and he will have an advantage over Rambo. But still, that could have, if nobody else pitted, that could have gone very badly for Maddie. But now Rambo has all the power in his hand. He does have 6 lap old mediums. But mediums have been running just as fast as softs. Not just as fast, but only roughly 7/10 slower from what I've seen so far. And that 7/10 might kill him at the start, but he's also going to have the advantage of long term. We did see those softs managing to go 14-ish laps from Rambolorian earlier, so there's no doubt Rambolorian will not have to pit the rest of the race. He can easily stretch those mediums to the rest of the race. But everybody that just pitted on softs, we do not know yet, because everybody else went in roughly 10 laps, 11 laps old. But meanwhile, Rambo held them out to, I believe, 15 laps. As Crafty's in the pits. So, unless they can stretch out those tires well enough to last them the rest of the race, they might, people who went softs here might be at a disadvantage, but we'll have to see. We will probably take Seb's POV on this restart, because this is going to be a crazy restart. Crafty a lap down. So Crafty isn't really racing for much here. He's, as long as he doesn't crash, he has points. Safety car will be in this lap. So now the weaving ensues. As Maddie, the only one not weaving. There's his weaving. Almost looks like a little dance between all the cars. Now Rambolorian will get to set the pace on this restart. We will see what type of pace he goes for. As, Sebs gives Sully a little love tap. But Rambolorian has 2 corners until we get right underway with this restart. As here they come. Rambo's setting the pace, and around the corner they come. As Rambo goes way deep. But here we go. Looks like we have yellow, and OG Plays is out of the race, which I believe was caused by Tappy. So from what I believe I read, Tappy gets a 5-second penalty. Tappy gets a 5-second penalty for a severe collision, and that could get looked at possibly by the stewards. You see here, Rambolorian benefited hugely from that restart. He is in first place, and he will not need to pit. I mean, we saw those tires go 24 laps, 23 laps, and Rambalorian having great tire management on the softs. We will get to see what he does on the mediums. Hop on board with Rambalorian here. Back here, Seb's on the mediums is going to try and close up the gap on Sully. DRS is not enabled until the end of this lap. See Crafty. Crafty's just minding his own business. He's just focused on finishing this race. As Maddie, even without DRS, is still going to challenge Rambo. As we have 11 laps to go. As Maddie really wants this position. This is the closest gap we have is between these two right here. The classic Mercedes-Red Bull battle. Except hopefully this time, the Mercedes won't spin the Red Bull. Wolf challenging Sebs and Maddie challenging Rambo. Still pretty tight pack racing. DRS is now enabled on the next straight, but Maddie might not even wait for it. Maddie's looking to make a move now. He's looking from the leader. Tappy's the farthest back from the leader, and he's not even that far back. Maddie is going to look to have plenty clearance here around Rambo. And he will have plenty clearance. Here comes Sully, possibly. And Sully wants this from Rambo, too. He's looking to the inside. And I think Rambo holds on. Or no, Rambo goes way outside. And he's going to lose the position. Now, oh! And there goes Sebs! Sebs gets spun. Or he spins. Right here on lap 27. Oh, and here goes Wolf. Wolf goes a bit wonky. But Sebs might have gotten spun by Wolf. We will have to review that. I'm not certain on what happened. Our angle there was not too clear. But it's possible that Wolf could have spun Sebs, as Sebs is now way out of that contention zone. We'll have to see what pops up here. So here comes Sully on the Maddie. And there's another safety car. As Crafty's out. So another safety car. So we're down to 6 drivers. And I did say at the beginning, top 6 is where you're going to want to be. As we lose 5 drivers so far. We've lost no double teams, surprisingly. But now this is going to be huge for Sebs. As Sebs, after getting spun, possibly, or spinning. Oh, and Sebs spins again, I guess, and loses his front wing. So Sebs is probably coming into the pits. Rambo's in the pits for softs. As he knows the worst he can have is 6th place. But I don't think he's going to have that. No, he's going to keep 5th because Sebs has to come in. Because he currently does not have a wing. As we look at penalties here. Take a look at penalties. And, ooh, Sully is going to lose quite a bit of that positioning he has due to penalties. So Maddie, if Maddie keeps... if Maddie keeps... P5? If Maddie gets P5, he should have a race win through the penalties. Sebs also has very little penalties. As he's on softs. The whole field is on softs. Him and Rambo on softs in the back. So now, they're going to get to warm up those softs all throughout this lap.
as Rambo's caught up with the group now. They just have to wait for Seb's. 23 seconds behind, but another safety car really messes up any sort of strategy they had going here. So Seb's already got spun, spins himself again, breaks his front wing, has to go into the pits, as I'm feeling the stewards are going to have a field day. Quite possibly. And it looks like they'll be going around for just one more lap until Seb's catches up.
As we have not quite seen anything yet, Seb's is now with the group. As we take a look at the split here, Seb's and Rambo are not out of this race by any means. So they do have the freshest tires, but there's only going to be 6 laps to go if the safety car comes in this lap. And it will come in this lap, so we're going to have 6 laps to go. That's 13 laps, and 13 laps I don't think is really... It can probably be done. Rambolorian did it early in the race, so it probably can be done, but solely on 8-lap tires. He's going to have to manage his tires. He might not be able to push for a P1 finish. At this point, no, it's not even with a restart this late, it's not even about a place finish. It's about time. So Matty has the least amount of penalties with Seb's at only 3 seconds. As he will be controlling the pace on this restart. And here we go. Matty, fantastic restart. Rambo already trying to get at it Tappy here. But Matty gets a fantastic restart. And it's all going to be about these opening 2 laps until DRS comes into play. Looking later in the field, that's where a lot of the action's happening right now. As Seb's moves to the inside for possibly a pass and is going to not attempt. So Rambo and Seb's are both closing in on Tappy here in the AlphaTauri. As it is a 3-way race for P4. This is a tight one for sure. Tappy trying to hold out his own, but he's just not as quick as the rest of the field. He's already dropped a second the rest of the field. And here comes Rambo, maybe moving to the inside, but he's going to hold his line. Is this 3-way fight? And Wolf, another penalty. As here comes Rambo on the inside. Will he be able to get it? No, he will not. As looks like Tappy goes a bit off the track, but here comes Seb's. And look at this, 3 wide. 3 wide coming into the corner. What's gonna happen? Contact between Seb's. Oh, and Seb's is going around. Oh, and there goes Rambo. We have a perfect view of that entire section. And I have a feeling the stewards are going to get involved here. We're going to need to show that one to the stewards. I can't imagine Rambolorian is happy right now. From what it looks like there in that clip here on lap 32, it looks like Seb's tried to make the move. He kind of executed the move. There was some bumping, and it looked like he didn't give Rambo space. It did not appear he gave Rambo space and kind of pushed him off the track, and then Rambo spun. DRS is now enabled, but stewards will surely have a look at that, and I have an excellent clip to show of that. That aerial view is giving us a lot of info. For once, The F1 cinematic cameras actually gave us something useful. As Seb's to the inside here is going to hold off from the pass from now. He will probably make it here. He's already getting around him. And if you think about it, that is huge for Ramblorian, because Ramblorian's race is done because of that. Ramblorian... Oh, and look at this! Another spin! Another spin, and we have another perfect angle of that. Seb's could be getting hit with a double whammy if the stewards find him at fault for both. Seb's is having a pretty controversial last 2 laps. Here on lap 33 now. Now lap 34, we have 3 laps to go, and Seb's has found him right in the midst of trouble twice. As now Tappy has to come into the pits for probably a wing issue. And the stewards are going to have 2 incidents to review here. Maddie goes a little wide on that corner. Now we have a 3-way race for the lead. Exactly what we would want. A tight 3-way race for the lead. Maddie trying to pull away. Wolof is putting some ground here on Sully. Goes a bit high on that curve. That's going to cost him almost a 1/10 of a second. Now here comes the DRS zone. And what is Wolof going to try and do on the next one? This DRS is a bit too small to make any big moves. As full throttle. What's going to happen here? Drama at this exact point 2 laps ago. Nothing happens yet, but you can tell Wolof is going to try and make this move. Around the corner they go, and it's tight. It's a tight 3-way race for the lead. Sully trying to fend off Wolof, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it for much longer. Oh, this is very tight between the 2 of them. Sully tries to take up the inside, and he will manage to do so successfully. But Wolof keeps closing the gap. As we could possibly see something this lap. We could see something on this straight. No, he is going to prefer to not. As Wolof picks up more time penalties. Surely here, he's going to make a move. No, he holds off again. A little love tap. Goes to the inside. He might actually get a move here. Nothing goes, though. Sully closes up on Maddie, and he really closes up on Maddie. Using what little ERS he has, Tappy sets a fastest lap. Old, soft tires here. Sully's are the oldest. They're really trying to make a move here on the final lap. They're coming around to the final straight, and it looks like Maddie is going to win. Here's the checkered, and Maddie wins. P1 for Maddie. A fantastic race for Maddie. Great defense. Seb's is going to get P2 due to penalties, so Seb's runs a fantastic race. Very low penalty race, and is going to pick up P2. Sully P3, Wolof P4, Rambo P5, and Tappy will be P6 when he comes across the line. However, Seb's might find himself in some hot water after the results and with the stewards. And here comes Tappy. Rounds it off, and that was a very, very nice Austrian Grand Prix. But what will now happen between Sebs and the stewards? We have 2 clips. We have 2 clips here of possible steward action needed. But we're looking here as Matty takes home the Grand Prix after a very shaky start to his race. You know, doesn't get the best, he gets a very nice start, but his qualifying would not have reflected that. As there we have it. A race there. Take a look at the race director here. Incidents, there's a lot of incidents all over. Now we are looking for, here we go. So as Matty collision with Rambalorian, he got a warning on lap 10. That is not the one we were looking for. We're looking for something way later in the race here. Tappy had a severe collision, got the 5 seconds with Crafty. That knocked Crafty out of the race. Terminal damage, he did have to concede the race there, but an overall great race is, holy crap, we actually had people do 2-stop races. Maybe Amazon's race predictions were right. Thank you all for showing up to the Tier 2 race at Austria. It was a pleasure having you all here today. Make sure to tune in next weekend for Hungary before our mid-season break. This has been round 7. I'm Axtro. We'll see you guys next time.